Boy, I tell y'all, the strange, the creepy, the weird does not take a day off. But you guess what? Neither do we. No, sometimes I do. Y'all know I do. But look, man, spin. Let's go ahead and smash that like button. Got another banger, y'all. Make sure y'all pay attention to this. Don't skip around the video because you will get lost. You know, if you're going through a tough time, you're not in it by yourself. We're going through this thing called life together. Let's get this video right here to like 20,000 likes. Man, look, make sure you subscribe to the channel because 60% of the people that watch the channel aren't even subscribed. Let's keep running it up. Let's reach our, you know what I'm saying, goal to 1 million subscribers. We'll get there someday. But look, you're an adult. I'm not trying to make you believe anything you don't want to believe. This is not forced on you. Believe what you want to believe. Believe at your own risk. Do your own damn research. But look, let's get it.
I got a real quick question for you. Are you a conspiracy theorist?
That is a pejorative, Senator, that's applied to me, mainly to keep me from asking difficult questions of powerful interest. I was told that I was a conspiracy theorist. That label was applied to me because I said that the vaccines, the COVID vaccine, didn't prevent transmission and it wouldn't prevent infection, when the government was telling people, Americans, that it would. I was saying that because I was looking at the monkey studies in May of 2020. I was called a conspiracy, now everybody admits it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said red dye caused cancer. And now FDA has acknowledged that and banned it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said fluoride lowered IQ. Last week, JAMA published a meta-review of 87 studies saying that there's a direct inverse correlation between IQ loss.
All right, so I'm going to assume
I can go on for about a week.
So is there any one of them that you can say, you got me, that really was a conspiracy theory, or are you in a position to submit?
So we all know we are in the midst of what could possibly be one of the greatest alien disclosures or deceptions, known to mankind, because we are, in what's called endgame. This has been happening for a couple of years now, and I believe we are at what's called the climax. We have Lil Wayne and Tiger shooting a music video, and Lil Wayne says something very interesting that you guys need to pay attention to. You guys know they can't say too much, so they'll give us a little bit of hints here and there, but check this out. Listen to what he says.
To the chat, we live streaming right now. First time anybody here live stream the whole video.
So at first he keeps leaning into the camera and saying, we're here, letting us know that we're here, right? And Tiger also put these on the page as well, saying pop off, right? And he's saying we're here.
To the chat, we live streaming right now. First time anybody here live stream the whole video.
And then he goes on to say this. Tiger looks a little bit uncomfortable. Look at this. But listen to what Wayne says.
Make sure you pay attention to your local UFO news.
You heard what he said, right?
Make sure you pay attention to your local UFO news.
Do you guys think he's sending a message? I mean, aren't we supposed to get some type of disclosure from Dr. Stephen Greer? This guy over here, Dr. Stephen Greer, he promised us some type of disclosure within the early days of the month of January, and still nothing. And now this article says New Jersey drone mystery takes a funny turn with a big announcement promised in 30 days. So something funny is going on here, y'all. But if they got people like Lil Wayne telling you to pay attention to the news, then something big must be happening. Remember, we're getting close to the Super Bowls, y'all.
One thing I can't wait for is I can't lie, y'all. The Super Bowl commercials. Oh, y'all know I'm gonna be there, man. I'm gonna drop a video and everything.
Guys, I want to bring your attention to this thing that was recorded in the skies of Washington State. This video was taken at 1:56 in the morning, and as you can see here, it looked like a little dot at first. But once he zoomed in and I was able to take a still shot, this is what I came across, y'all. What is going on here? One of the most notable features in this, I don't know, what we calling it, a UAP, right? Because it is an identified aerial phenomenon. We have no idea what this is. But one of the most notable features is this X This X logo over here, it looks like the X-Men logo. Y'all remember that solar eclipse we had a few years ago, and that too was also showing us the X-Men logo. Y'all know I try to look for that video, I can't find it nowhere on TikTok. And that lunar eclipse was a pretty big deal because the day after, a huge earthquake happened in Jamaica. I specifically remember that. But check this out, it's got the X-Men logo on it. And look at this, y'all. What is going on here? You see how it's bending? Again, this was at almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and he said it was the only thing in the night sky, and it stayed up there all night. But check this out. Here's the zoomed in picture of the X, right? Look at that. It looks like the Vitruvian Man, right? And if y'all been watching my lives on YouTube, I've been explaining about the Vitruvian Man, what is about to happen. But also, it looks like the atom, right? The atom and the protons and electrons that's spinning around the atom. But do y'all see that curve? Look at this. This is very interesting. What do you guys think about this? And now all of a sudden, we're not hearing too many things about the sky anymore. It's like after the TikTok update, everything just went away. But I can assure you, there are still things happening in the sky. And I told you, this thing is going to only intensify. But let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Interesting times that we live in.
Okay, I feel like no one is talking about this and I'm going crazy. But I saw this for last night and I can't stop thinking about it. Okay, if somebody can help me, please. The American Airlines flight was 350 feet in the air at 8:48, right before the crash, 350 feet. Keep that in mind. The Army helicopter, 3 seconds before that, 3 seconds, was 150 feet below the airplane. A helicopter shoot directly up. I would assume if they crashed, they would be on the same, like, height in the air, the same trajectory. But they could have completely missed each other, no? And did it just shoot straight up, directly into the fucking commercial airplane?
Stay off those airplanes.
Are impacted here?
Well, at the moment, we've got more than 1,100 flight delays, and at the moment, about 95 or so cancellations. That may change through the morning. Here's what we know. This is the computer system that's called NOTAM, it used to be called Notice to Airmen. Now it's called Notice of Air Missions. And the bottom line is, this is the computer system that pilots rely on to find out the latest information from the FAA on air safety, for example, on whether a runway is closed or...
The deep state is negotiating their surrender. It's called a surrender instrument. It's not called a treaty. They're negotiating their surrender with the Earth Alliance and the Trump administration. The Trump administration isn't in the Earth Alliance formally. The Committee of 200, there's a Committee of 200 that rules. They basically consist of a lot of large corporations, both aerospace and other technical research and development companies in the United States. That's your deep state. Those are the boards of directors and the major stockholders of those corporations. Those are your guys. Those are your people. The amount of the technology that's going to be turned over, what we're finding out right now is the deep state, it doesn't want to fess up to any off-world assets. These guys own 26 planets. They got 900 embassies all throughout this galaxy alone. The assets are phenomenal. Of course they don't want to disclose their assets. Right. So that's a big problem we're having. Trump's having a big problem. That's what you're seeing with the drones. Everybody's in town. A lot of these ETs are in town to see the event. The change of power. It's a big deal because these people hold a lot of power. These people hold a lot of power in the galaxy. So there's a lot of people here to witness it, the changeover in power. I don't think Trump realizes how much power he's about to take on.
not political, but I am pretty fucking smart. And I know how to see things. Those of us who know, we know sports are fake. It's a big story, it's a big script. It's another story being told on the field. If you don't know what this last Super Bowl represents, let me help you out a little bit. The Eagles versus the Chiefs. What do those words mean to you? What does the word eagle mean to you? When I say eagle, what's the first thing you think of? Exactly. All right, lock it in. Now when I say chief, what's the first thing you think of? Lock it in. Okay. Now, do the rest.
Y'all tracking?
Smart enough. And good luck.
Well, now I done seen everything. Apparently, Native Americans might not be American citizens. And this is according to the latest news from multiple news outlets. You can Google it yourself. But essentially, there's the group of people that are trying to do whatever they're trying to do. And the first point of attack is to illegitimize Native Americans from being Americans. So yeah, there's that. And happy Friday or something.
You expect me to believe that a Black Hawk helicopter collided with an American Airlines flight in DC's most modern and secure airspace. An American Eagle flight that was en route from Wichita, Kansas. Does anybody know about what's happening in Kansas right now? You know, a major Traberki, you know what outbreak? Putting that aside, I just so happened to track the helicopter's path as well before you were unable to all of a sudden. And boy did I discover a lot of very interesting information, but we'll get to that here in a second. Do you know how many Russians alone were on that flight? And do keep in mind, no one is believed to actually have survived that mid-air collision. But I really shouldn't have to say much more considering they were Russian personnel. Now let's do keep in mind, okay, there has been reported to be 3 US military personnel that were on board the helicopter. No names have been released as of yet, but this is the really interesting part. When you were able to track the helicopter's flight path, it just so happened to originate from a very specific address. Now, I'm not necessarily sure that I can name out an address on TikTok without receiving a violation, so I'm going to be putting it in the comment section below. But the current owners are the Embassy of Saudi Arabia. And when I noticed that, my instant reaction was, what? What is a Black Hawk helicopter doing taking off from that location? And does anybody remember the Las Vegas incident? Because if you don't, and you haven't gone down that rabbit hole already, I highly suggest that you do. Or you can watch one very specific video from an individual named Ian Carroll on X. You probably already know who he is. His name is Cancel This Clothing Company on TikTok, because he actually did a full rundown on everything that you need to know about it. And if you watch that video, then you'll obviously know why I'm mentioning that incident. But there are numerous Saudi Arabian diplomats and scholars residing at that address. And like I stated, I'm going to be putting it in the comment section below so you can actually go check that out for yourself.
Y'all, something is not adding up about this crash that happened in Washington, D.C. Y'all need to take a listen to what this eyewitness said he seen before the crash happened. And then I'm going to tell you my input on why this is all suspicious. And once again, I want to give my condolences to everyone who was affected in this tragic event that happened last night at 9 p.m. But y'all, take a listen.
Tonight, I was just with my girlfriend at the park, at Gravelly Point Park, right next to Reagan National Airport, and we were eating dinner, just as normal, taking a nice view. And
watch what you say, y'all.
The planes started having the regular patterns, and they all kind of dispersed from the regular landing patterns. And then we looked up in the sky before that, and we saw these white flare.
What do you think when you saw these white flares?
We didn't think much of it. We thought they were like shooting stars. I don't know. I couldn't really explain it, but...
So y'all heard what he said, right? It looked like shooting stars. So now I ask myself, I'm seeing the picture of the plane that crashed. But I was looking everywhere for the helicopter. I have yet to see any pictures of the helicopter that crashed into this airplane. So if someone's seen it, tag me in it, send it to my inbox or anything. I'm telling y'all, I have not seen the picture yet. And then, like I said, even if it was a helicopter, how does it happen? Air traffic control should not have let that happen. It don't make sense.
This is in the Potomac River. Runways have been shut down, departure landings have been halted at the DCA Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport near Washington, D.C.
The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they want them, they can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite.
Look, I'm gonna put it like this. I've seen a lot of chatter over the internet, man, and a lot of people are like misconstruing the words, like you don't get what's going on. The DEI, whatever you want to call that thing, it has nothing to do with talking about, oh, he don't want to get black people in here. I've seen a lot of that on the internet. That's crazy. All he is saying, for real, like, I wouldn't want somebody with a mental illness or a disability flying the plane that I'm flying. I don't want them being my captain. Like, I don't want you to be having that bad day where you just want to literally crash out. You know, like that's wild. People like to stretch it to make it whatever they're emotionally like abused by these news channels that they watch, because they programmed you to think a certain way. They programmed you to be in touch with your emotions on every little trigger word that they say. And it's crazy. It's diabolical, man. We got to change. We got to get out of this. But let's keep going, though.
Spoke off of this amazing capture.
Mr. President. Agent Collins, come on in. When I became president, first thing I asked was about the secrets. Aliens. Who killed JFK? Out of everyone in my detail, you're the only one I really trust. I'd like to talk to you about the future.
You're about to be entrusted with top secret national security information. Should you wish to proceed, you will be one of the few privy to this information at this stage. Do you wish to proceed?
You're gonna want to hear this.
You're married, right?
I love you, baby.
Yes, sir. Got kids? Yes, sir. A girl named Presley and a boy named James.
No, please don't tickle me, please.
You gonna have any more? I'd love to, but no, sir. Definitely a very, very smart move.
Mr. President? Call it in. Our people only. Now.
Very important people are very upset. They've got questions.
You were the last person to see the president alive. Did you kill him?
No.
Xavier, is a part of you happy that Cal is dead? I have a message from the president. He said if something should happen to him, I should find you.
Everything's gonna be looked at from here on out.
They're about to tell everybody that Cal died of natural causes.
The president loved you.
The relentless man who never stopped.
I see a man who loves his family. Children are worth protecting. We have a functional system in place. You need to leave this alone.
Baby, I need you to do exactly what I ask right now. My fellow Americans, you're aware of the situation we now face, and I want to tell you the truth. I don't know what to do. Yeah, you do.
Really don't even hide it anymore.
Specifics, but what we can tell you is that we are preparing for a
This is so fucking
that could cause
scary.
extinction level event for humanity in the very near, very real future. In preparation, we have begun construction underneath a mountain in Colorado.
Holy shit.
It may be our only chance. The world's largest underground city.
Oh my.
Y'all pay attention to this and keep watching. Like this video right here is gonna blow your mind. Just keep watching. They put it in your face.
And remember, kids, the next time that somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, oh yes they would.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Don't think the Illuminati is real? Well, wait till you see what I just stumbled onto by pure accident. I was literally just trying to prove that these two people had a podcast together called Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. And for some reason, they don't want you to know that because it is literally wiped from existence on Google. There aren't any matches for your search. But I'm a good researcher, so I found it through other means. And this was a link right there. A link I don't think they wanted me to click on because it took me somewhere so wild. And the funny thing is it didn't take me here the first time. It took me somewhere totally different. But when I would try to screen record it, it kept taking me to the same thing. But after about the 10th try, it took me to the original place, right there. And when you click on that, you literally get the official website. And let me tell you something. It's wild. It is Freemasonry and Illuminati and Luciferian all balled up into a single literal package inviting you to join. I don't think I was meant to find this. I think I somehow found a back door to something that you're only probably supposed to get through invite. And let me tell you, I want no part of this. I am the opposite of this. And I'm a little bit apprehensive to show you guys this, to be fully honest. have a look for yourself. Let's learn more. I mean, you can pause and read all you want. Now, getting back to the original page with the symbols, you can think this is a fake website all you want, but Target, I mean, like, they put the symbols right in plain sight. Look at this one here. It sure looks an awful lot like what they have on all of our bills. But of course, this is all for entertainment. I'm sure this is just a fake website and the Illuminati doesn't exist, and Freemasons definitely aren't littered all throughout every faction of our civilization. Entertainment only. And to be honest, I don't even want to wink because it looks like one of those. Entertainment only.
I just found out something crazy about Wi-Fi and all these other different frequency bands, and it is shocking. Did you know that mold, which is in like 90% of people's homes, bathrooms, any other moist areas, basements, the growth and toxicity of mold is increased by electromagnetic frequencies like Wi-Fi. So if you didn't know, mold is one of the, especially black mold, and there's green mold too, are some of the most toxic things that people are exposed to in their homes. And indoor air quality can be like 1,000 times worse than outdoor air quality, even if you're living in a big city with lots of vehicles and freaking dryer vents pumping out those synthetic fragrances, etc. But so now it's a perfect toxic concoction because Wi-Fi increases the mold growth and can actually be strengthened by it. The production of biotoxins in mold culture increased more than 600 times after being exposed to ambient electromagnetic EMF frequencies.
Oh, have you heard about the device that can accumulate human energy and store it and then use it for psychic purposes? You know, the one the CIA wrote about that Russia made? Oh, I'm sure you didn't, because I did not either. And I have a deep dive for you. Okay, so I'm writing a book on what I'm calling plasma intelligence, which is the fourth state of matter and how it has metaphysical properties. What I think that is the same thing they're writing about here, which is how I stumbled across this, a little deep web internet search, and I found the information very interesting. You probably never would have stumbled upon this unless you were looking up what I am, which no one does, which is a word called bioplasma, which is what the CIA was thinking meant human energy, or what I say is the soul. So here is the CIA document. It is like 70 pages or something. They're studying here telepathy in animals and people, remote viewing, the airport technique, which is very interesting, and I'll say that for another video. And more importantly, the psychotronic generator. They also have what's called the psychotronic model of man. I think you guys might have seen some of these symbols in ancient books or teachings. Feel free to do your own deep dive here. Okay, so basically the actual generator pictures have been redacted from this, and it's definitely not this big. It was made from a man named Robert Pavlita. I cannot find information on him anywhere. And it is a small device that is capable of drawing energy from humans, capable of drawing biological energy from humans. The energy is accumulated and stored for future use. Once charged with human energy, the generators can do some of the things a psychic person can. And the individuals that it charges the human energy from don't need to be psychic themselves. That's crazy. This is so funny.
Yeah, right when y'all thought y'all was safe. Oh, I'm not psychic anyway. Yeah, still got your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Look, man. Hopefully y'all made it to this point right here. I'm not going to over talk this video right here. I was letting that joint ride. We smooth, right? I just got to pause it right here for just a little second, though. Y'all can go look these documents up for yourself. Interpret them how you want to interpret them. You know, it's different levels to intelligence out here. We're not all going to have it, you know what I'm saying? But look, we do our best here. But look, at the same time, you got to think what do y'all understand what y'all looking at? Did you see you see who's in the Super Bowl? Is that by coincidence? That's because what I've been telling y'all from the beginning of time, man. The changing of power and wealth transfer is about to happen. The land is going back to the people. Yeah, I didn't see the inauguration, how different it was and everything. Are y'all peeping the game? Do you peep who are in the Super Bowl? Do you understand? Do you understand what that's about? Do you understand why Kendrick Lamar is going to be there performing They Not Like Us? Look, man, it's easy. It's easy. We building though, but look, keep watching.
Me that our government looks at this stuff because everyone, not everyone, but people will come up.
Are we stuck in the soul trap? Do they got us here? Is their contract up? Do they have to leave? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments down below.
On my page and laugh. And it's like, guys, the government's spending millions of dollars researching this stuff. Obviously, yes, for national security, but also magic's real. Okay, so what is so interesting about this? They even talk about here how this concept of human energy dates back to chi or prana. It's also been called odic force, etheric force, animal magnetism, N-force, which was Newton force, which I think is still in physics. I believe there's more information about some of these psychic discoveries and papers in this book. It's just like $45 and I don't want to pay for that. But feel free to screenshot this if this subject interests you, because this is all about the parapsychology in Russia and all these experiments. So one insane thing here is it says that it enhances plant growth. So does plasma. Look it up. I'm telling you, plasma is the same thing here. And they literally call it, by the way, bioplasma. I will show you where. Oh, they were also concerned this could be used as a weapon because it couldn't be used for good or bad. It said that it could also make people discomforted or dizzy, but it also gave off psychic effects and positive things. So once again, like plasma or this neutral force, your intention can impress things on it to make it good or bad, which is why it's definitely being hidden from the general public. Oh, here we go. According to Soviet and Czechoslovakian parapsychology, the energy is called bioplasmic or psychotronic energy. So when we talk about the generator, we can just literally call it a bioplasma generator, which is once again the human soul or human energy. This is the only image I could find on the actual declassified site. It had to do with, I guess, put bioplasmic rotor here. People actually do use this and they put like tinfoil on it and then they put their hand on it. And if certain people who can focus can actually move the tinfoil in a vortex, they were saying that people can do this when you concentrate your energy, which is literally magic. But it's basically our brain, the electromagnetic waves are bumping up against the electrostaticness of an inorganic material. And
does it sound like we've been held back? We about to find out.
And the interaction of that causes the vortex or makes it move. I have a whole nother video about that. It's very interesting. And just type telekinesis in the comments if you want that video, because it's a deep dive as well based on these papers. So Robert Pavlita, this is the most interesting part of this video. I should have started with this. He stated that why his machine worked, and he worked on this for 30 years without the government knowing, by the way. He stated that the secret's in the form. So basically, really quick, some background. What happened was he was working on this for a long time, and then the government found out he was doing this stuff, and they kind of like took him up. You won't find anything about it basically online besides in the CIA papers. And if you do, I really want to know if you find this Robert guy. And he said that he got this idea by studying very old texts. When they asked which ones, the Czechs smiled and said, "We're sorry, we can't tell you that." The generators were not fully patented yet. I looked up a patent, by the way, that was in 1994. But I think this might have been in the 70s. But anyway, he said the secret of the generators is in their form. That is the key thing that Pavlita talked about in his studies. It is the shape that lets you accumulate this energy and turn it into whatever purposes you want. I'm going to figure this out in the future. Obviously, this has to do with sacred geometry. It also had to do with the use of copper, iron, gold, steel, brass. A lot of people, by the way, that studied plasma also studied metallurgy, it's called. There is a huge link with steel and copper and these metals and plasma and how to harness them. My dog just sneezed.
So all of that spiritual stuff that, you know, people be talking when they have their copper on and everything, they're not just, look, man, we're energy. We're conductors of energy. So that helps us harness our energy better and hone in on it. And, you know, could multiply it as well, you know, with the crystals and everything else. So it's not just people being over the top spiritual. These people have spent millions and millions of dollars studying this information. But when you tell the average person something about it, they think that it's witchcraft mumbo jumbo. They've been studying this stuff up. It's science, y'all. Let's keep going.
They also compared it.
Wonder where they got it from. Did they steal our old books? Use it against us?
To Reichenbach's idea of an otoscope or an otic force, which is an all-pervasive energy, plasma, which this is the otic force. He compared it to animal magnetism. It also had to do with the god Odin. There's literally a whole little ancient book. You could download the PDF of this for free. He talks about everything from ghosts, to crystals, to electricity. I mean, this is like plasma magic, guys. Also, I guess the patents were eventually filed in the 90s. This is one of them that directly is linked to this generator that is called bioenergy treatment. You can look it up on Google. It talks about healing people with sound and a programmable magnetic field. And then there's another one called Method of Psychotronics and Device for its Implementation. I cannot find anywhere, once again, what it looked like. I just know that it was filed in the 90s. This is another thing that's kind of, I think, inspired by all this stuff. It was an orgone accumulator. This is what it looked like. And this had to do with accumulating this energy as well, which I call plasma. They call it ether. Oh, and with this patent, they were saying that they could heal, human organs, treat injuries. There's no money in this, right? Sorry, medical field does not like this. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bioplasma machine. Okay, so this is like the most interesting thing I came across. So when they were talking about verifying his testings, obviously this had to do with geometry. Albert Einstein even stated the next breakthrough in physics would be in geometry. Once again, Pavlidis stated that the secret's in the form to harvest this energy. Harness, not harvest. And this new geometry is hidden in 3D for the machine. This is all I could find on the machine. The geometry would be of interest to those interested in New Age subjects like Kabbalah, Tarot, or I Ching. Besides showing how the limits of 12 quarks and the limits of 230, 232 crystal symmetry limits were derived, this new geometry shows, again, hidden in 3D, the source of these subjects as well. I have no idea what this part means. He stated the secret is a new way of looking at geometry. The key to geometry is the relationship of equal-sized balls, lines, and points, therefore spheres becoming an impossibility in geometry itself. It is fundamentally 3D geometry. It differs in some respects to sphere packing. Understand that what you see with your eyes creates a flat picture. In order to go forward, you must construct a model. And then it kind of tells you like how to construct some model so you'll understand what the heck they're talking about. I don't have time to do that right now. They also related to the Star of David, which if we go back, I think it has something to do with this. Feel free to screenshot and read this yourself because I'm running out of time, but they talk about the Taurus representing the reality you wake up to each morning. The central ball is the central reality. So the Taurus ball, you sense the other balls as energy or emotion. What science defines as force relates to the four balls that are adjacent. Science measures these balls as gravity, electromagnetism, strong and weak. In reality, and as it relates to the Taurus, there are 11 other forces, but these four are disguised by them. Then it kind of makes fun of scientists. Honestly, I don't really know what they're saying here. All I know is that the word Taurus is also Taurus, which has to do with literal plasma and how they harness plasma in fusion. I think there's a correlation here. Main thing is there was a machine that harvested human energy. Harnessed. And we can make it again. Woo!
You mean keep you in a perpetual recycle station? That's why they call us. Remember how they said back in the day when we were doing videos? What is from like a year and a half ago? What old boy say? He said that the ETs called us. What a document said. We're containers. So they just recycling us and dropping us in bodies and like, hey, you motherfuckers can't go nowhere in the galaxy. You're gonna forever be here as slaves. So we can keep like harnessing your energy. So we can keep this matrix going. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Are y'all tracking? But we're going to keep going, though. Hopefully, y'all enjoying this video. Smash that like button. Let's get this thing to like 40,000 likes, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And then on top of that, do you understand how hard it is for a Black Hawk, for anything to crash in a DC area? That is I don't know. That's kind of concerning to me because, as you know, I used to do some things in DC on a high level. And that's concerning to me that that happen, that mean that I don't want to get too deep into that topic because it can get real greasy, y'all. Y'all gotta understand where I'm coming from my position. I gotta shut up on this one. So I'm gonna do that.
It's too much. Can we take a break? Can we just take, like, I don't know, 5?
The tool is just a stepping stone. A tool. If you can learn to control your visions, you can learn to control your reality. You've already used it before.
Yeah, you helped me. If I try to do it again, I'll have an attack.
Then have one.
What? How can you say that? You know that it hurt.
How do you feel?
Angry.
Why are you angry?
Because I'm afraid.
Fear is just a thing, like anything else. A feeling that exists inside of you. I thought you were punk.
I am punk. Screw you! Oh, I'm having an attack. There's a knife in my hand.
See it? You are in control. Stay calm. Separate from reality. Go to the place within. The physical world is just something you experience with your body. Your body is a collection of meat and blood and bone. Your awareness can separate. Separate! The knife is just an illusion, your illusion. Own it. Control it. Make it your reality.
Oh, shit! The attack's over, but the knife is real! I created the knife! I am a freaking witch and cuckoo!
Somebody wants to yell at me, call me a Trump supporter. I have been in political hands. What part don't you understand? Okay? I work in the media, and so many children have asked me, how do you stand next to celebrities and that don't faze you? Because I've already met them. It doesn't take a rocket science. You know, everybody wants to, it's amazing because no one knows what Trump. No one. Everybody just knows that everybody else does. It's a trend. Does anybody know that he's the only man doing something about human survivors? No president has ever touched it before. Does anybody know that he's provided more jobs for the black community than any president in history? Does anybody know that doesn't give a I don't shit, and it doesn't matter about anybody's tax-paying money? But do you know that he's actually rescued? I've been posting in my story every day. Do you think that I would have posted something if I didn't know what I was talking about? I don't just run my mouth. That's why people want to kill me. I don't just run my mouth. I don't have a line of people who would like me because I just talk bullshit.
Watch this. You can clearly see her black eye makeup when she blinks. Right here. Eyes are closed. Swinging her head, eyes are closed. I don't see any white eyelids. Do you? Eyes are closed. Black makeup. You guys can all slow this down. Boom. Eyes turn white. Isn't that interesting? Blinks right there. You can see black eye makeup when she blinks right there. These aren't her eyelids. They're her actual eyes. You guys need to use critical thinking because you're watching witchcraft. You need to know who these people are, what's going on. Black eye makeup? Nope.
Can I blow your mind right now? Okay. If the center of the Earth is hot, why is the bottom of the ocean cold? Right, let that sink in. So you're closer to the source of the Earth's heat, but the water is colder. It doesn't make sense. So Chris and I were talking about this because we were flying to see our sister last summer and we're going over the ocean. And I said, make it make sense, Chris. Scientists expect us to believe that the center of the Earth is 100% pure lava, which is liquid fire. You can look this up. So shouldn't the bottom of the ocean be boiling water? Well, it's not. It's cold water. So there's only one explanation for this. There's only one explanation, and that is that the center of the Earth is actually frozen. And if this is a hard thing to believe, you just have to look to the evidence. And who gives us the evidence? The same scientists that try to tell us that the center of the Earth is hot. Okay, so if you really want to go down this rabbit hole with me, ask yourself why 50% of scientists say that the dinosaurs were killed by the Ice Age, and the other 50% say it was because of volcanic eruptions. Well, if the center of the Earth is frozen, what comes out of a volcano? I think you know where I'm going with this.
Over the years to interview, again, people who have worked at the test site at Groom Lake. One gentleman spent 12 of his 30 years in black programs at Groom Lake. When I asked him, I said, first of all, I said, do you believe in UFOs? And he looked at me with a straight face in one-on-one. He said, absolutely, positively, they do exist. I said, can you expand upon that? And he said, no, I can't. About a year later, we were talking about, again, activities at Groom Lake. And I asked him, I said, you know, can you really tell me what's happening out there? And he said, well, there's a lot of things that are going on there that I won't be able to tell you until the year 2025. But we have things in the Nevada desert that would make George Lucas envious. Another individual who was an NCO, an E9, which is the highest grade you can get as an enlisted man. He's a chief master sergeant in the Air Force. Was a safety specialist. He had 3 different tours of duty at Groom Lake on various programs. Now, he had no connection with my friend who worked on the other black programs. We were talking, I interviewed him at Nellis in 1985, 86 time frame. And I said, what's out there? And again, he looked me straight in the eye and he said, we have things out there that are literally out of this world. I said, explain. He said, I can't.
If I gave you unlimited resources, if I told you to design me an underground city, something that could safely weather anything from a nuclear blast to environmental catastrophe, if I told you I wanted you to make it feel like Anywhere USA, a city for 25,000 people that felt like any city up here, a city with cars and cell phones and trees, what would you say?
Well, first I'd laugh.
Okay, and then?
Well, then I'd laugh again. Then I'd tell you it's impossible. 25,000 people. I mean, you'd have to have a space the size of like Toledo. So there's no amount of money that would allow you to excavate a space so large that an underground space would actually feel like.
Build me my city!
You want to know what I'm thinking too? It's crazy. So Trump is cracking down on them, right? Are they getting these traffickers out of here because they need that tunnel system back? Like, hey man, gotta get y'all out of here, and they ain't want to leave, and they ain't want to stop doing what they was doing, cause they gotta come down here and move down here, cause something about to happen. Is that what's about to happen? And they not telling the rest of us. Y'all remember Greenland? I'm still getting Greenland vibes, y'all. They're gonna have select people that can go, and it ain't gonna be none of us, really. Maybe they'll get me for security. Call me back. Look, call me back. I know I've been talking junk for years, but call me if it's something like I'm gonna be the first one to tell y'all. I'm gonna be at the front door. I'm gonna click the button when y'all running trying to get in. I'm gonna be the man to click the button. I'm gonna have all the. I'm sorry, y'all. We ain't got enough. I'm sorry. You feel me? As long as me and my family can get in here. I got practice. I got practice, y'all. Not the baby. You know what I'm saying? But look, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Let me know though, if they gave you the green light to come, right, to be into shelter, to survive a crazy natural disaster that's about to come or something like that, right? Would you go, or would you just perish with the rest of the world on top, quote unquote, if that's what's slated to happen? Let me know in the comments down below. Which person are you? Say number 1, if you gonna go. Say you green. Say green, you going. Red, you dead. Green, you going. Red, you dead. Let me know if you made it to this point. That's how I'm gonna see how many people made it. Red, you dead. Green, you going. Let me know in the comments down below.
There's something you need to know. There's no such thing as planets. Astronomers who work for NASA all sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, to disclose the truth about what the Earth really is. The Earth is not a globe. It's a plane of existence. If you've ever seen the flat Earth maps, I'm not a flat earther, I'm not a globalist. I'm a realist. And the truth is, this is a flat plane, an endless flat plane of existence. And each planet per se is a pocket of existence, a pocket of land, a pocket of continents surrounded by ice walls. In the human pocket, whether we have white people, black people, purple, yellow, who gives a? This is our pocket. Once you pass the outside, once you get outside the ice wall, you will find other life, other people, other humanoids. And not all of them are flesh and blood. This is what they don't tell you. There are more than human beings out there. And they're not coming from another planet or another fucking solar system or none of that shit. They're coming from another pocket, another landmass beyond the ice wall. And they have their own ice wall that surrounds them. There's a map called, let me see if I can get this right. The Intra-Terra map. Shit, hold on. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna post it in this video. I forget the name, but just look up flat Earth maps. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Maybe Project, when he opened up the portals, we'll be able to go to all of these different places, right? That's
the
a
truth
cool
is
thought.
out there if you really look.
What if he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all now. Look, you know, Project Portal they got, Operation Portal, whatever you want to call it. What if you can go to one of these? Let me know on here which one you gonna go to first. You going to Nibiru? I'm probably gonna step through Nibiru. I gotta go see some people.
History ain't what they teach you. There are colonizers, and they're not always white, and they're not always human. And they are experimenting on human beings because some of them have lost their humanity and become machine. They don't know what it's like to feel anymore or love anymore. Their existence has become hell. And they want to regain their humanity. So they come here into our pocket over the ice wall and kidnap people. Take them back to their side. Experiment on them. Extract what they need to, whether it's knowledge, whether it's flesh, organs, what have you. There are things happening in this world that you are not aware of. And this kind of information is enough to get people disappeared. So I hope nothing happens to me, but you gotta know this shit. It's not just about black and white. The truth is a lot more scarier than that. Buckle up, buttercup.
Guys, I'm back with the AI glasses this time during the day. We're going to put them on and see how AI sees the world. All right, ready? Oh my God. Okay. Nah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm scared. Like, is this like the spirit realm or something? Like, alright, follow for more.
Wait, a helicopter's in the sky. Dark. What is that shit?
What are those three things right
Sean,
there?
what is that?
Record it.
I am.
You see him? What is it?
Why are they flying in the dark too? What the fuck?
They're chasing something.
What the fuck? Look at those. Look at 3 of them.
What the fuck is it? Keep recording it.
Wow. I figured out the script. What do you mean? The commander-in-chief is pushing bills in the land of the eagle.
It's official, y'all. Kendrick is doing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, bro. Look at this.
Time show. Catch Kendrick Lamar on the top of his game. It's February 9th on Fox.
Drake destroyed his career trying to make sure this song didn't get played at the Super Bowl, bro. There's no way they play the instrumental on the commercial and he doesn't do the song, dog. Absolutely not. We're getting Not Like Us. And it might be the biggest hip hop moment of all time, bro. Meanwhile, Drake might be going to jail. I just did a whole breakdown on YouTube explaining how this top 5 situation might put Drake in jail, bro. Click the link in my bio so you can
Man, look, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all this. Do you peep how that thing ended? You gotta think the American Eagle, chiefs of the land, shit is being turned back over to the rightful owners. The change of wealth is coming. I've been telling y'all that. The transfer of wealth is definitely amongst us, and most people are going to be in a position where they miss it. You know, we're not going to be operating from that same money system that failed, the same money system that we didn't have prior to, you know, them erasing our presidents that we originally had before, you know, everybody even got here. So everything is getting turned over. Why you think they're going to be getting away from doing taxes and stuff like that? Think about it, man. Kendrick is performing at the Super Bowl. They not like us. That's the final hoorah. They not like us. We stepping back into our power as a people. You know, you have to understand, as a country, we will be technologically savvy. That's the direction we're going. But we have to understand that we don't have to be afraid of everything, man. You can be spiritual, but you don't have to keep thinking that everything is the devil and demons. You know, you gotta have some type of balance in your life and understanding. And when you do speak of demons, that don't do nothing to scare me at all. When people bring up demons, I am powerful. I don't care about all of that talk. I've never felt what most people feel as fear of things. I've always taken chances. I've always done what I wanted to do because I understand like my light and who I am as a person, and y'all will start to understand too. You know, don't be afraid to step out and do something different and be you. You know, you living this life for you, not everybody else, and let everybody focus on that. But let's not feed into the distractions too. With the airplane crash, I think that could be a distraction. But you did see that helicopter fly directly into it, and it was going up. It was elevating up in the direction. Now, a helicopter, we know that they can change direction way better than an airplane, right? Am I correct? And that thing came in like a missile. It had Russian kids on the plane, you know, a PhD student. It had people from my city, from Charlotte, North Carolina. They were the ones, you know, they was a part of the plane crew. And it's just diabolical, man, to have that go down like that. You look weak. We all know what that looked like. That plane came from somebody's backyard, like on a mission, it looked like. But it is what it is, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments down below and where we're going. We can't be afraid, man. This is the time for us to start understanding you're gonna miss that next wave again. You gotta try to do the best you can for yourself and your family. I don't see us in the near future going back to a way where we're just working off of the land and, you know, we're trading goods and services and stuff. Like, that's like it's too far back. We're not going back to that. But then again, in that same note, y'all see the application, the red note. Are those, because people have been bringing it up, are those the red notes that was falling out the sky on the movie Leave the World Behind? Did y'all catch that in there? Did y'all catch the application where they were still trying to communicate with us after they knocked TikTok down for us? TikTok is still different. It's definitely different. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about all of that in the comments down below. But I think we're in some interesting times. Don't be tricked by everything. I could be wrong. You could be wrong on your assumption and your opinions too as well. But look, one thing we are going to do is speak our truth, man. And, you know, may we find out the truth about a lot of this stuff in the future. But it's definitely looking like the transition of power is among us. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments down below. But I'll see you in the next video. And like I always say, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you in the next video. And I'm out though. Bye.